So I was in the shower, I was cleaning my ass and making all sure it's all sparkly, spanky clean.
I'm not the funny one. I'm the pretty one.
Cock shots. I just checked myself out.
Candles, music, wine, and then lube up and get on top.
The glory hole's like a dick theater. I've imagined your friend.
Which means your pants had better come off. Mama needs playtime. I do that.
We're not sluts.
We just love love. Hello, podcast listeners. This is Angela.
This is Bradford.
Welcome back to another week of By the By.
Huzzah!
Yay, yeah. And we're doing pretty good here this week.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
I mean, we're still making it.
We're still doing the gym thing.
Ugh.
We've done that for 3 weeks now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling
like
pretty good?
I feel like I'm dying.
Well, okay. That's...
The only reason I go to the gym is so I can take baths and drink wine in the bath and not feel guilty. That's the only reason.
Well, you know, whatever motivates you, it's fine.
Yes. Want to make it once again a point that, you know, we're not going to the gym in order to make ourselves look sexier or feel sexier. Mm-hmm. We're going to the gym so that we get in better shape, so that when we're in orgies, we're not panting.
Yes.
I'm tired of getting a stitch in my side while thrusting from behind. No panting at orgies.
Yeah, except the good kind.
The good kind of panting. Yeah. The oh God, not.
Right.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Yep.
So yeah, it's I don't like it.
No.
But I do like baths. So
yeah.
And I don't feel guilty coming home and taking a good 20, 30-minute bath.
So you have a lot of baths now.
I have
2
baths a week. But I also shower people at home. Don't think I'm not that guy. Do you smell
Yes,
that?
yes.
What is that smell?
That's not all the cleaning that you get.
Yes, I do bathe. I didn't today. But I knew I was going to get to take a bath. So I went to the shower. I went to the gym all stanky.
Stanky.
Yeah. It was great. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so a few other housekeeping items.
That was a housekeeping item? Letting people know that we're still going to the gym?
Not really, but I'm going down my list here. We have housekeeping items.
Okay.
Right.
She's got a list, people. Got to follow the list.
So June 29th, we're going to be in Adelaide.
Adelaide!
At the Rabbit Hole for their rainbow party.
So excited.
Yeah, I think that'll be... I just realized how soon that actually is.
It's like not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Not even.
So there you go, people.
That's crazy.
Join us in Adelaide.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't
If you're in the U.S., fly down now.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want to be jet lagged.
No, you really don't.
You want to get over that.
Actually, no, you might want to be jet lagged because you want to be up all night.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next pendulum party is soon after that.
Yes.
It is July 19th.
Dun, 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 dun.
So really looking forward to that.
It's
It'll
gonna be
be a nice midwinter pick-me-up kind of thing. So
yeah, well, boom, chicken, brown
and
cow.
how many of you out there can pick me up?
Most people can pick you up, honey.
Oh.
You're tiny. You're fun-sized.
Oh, I was thinking the other way.
Oh. Well, most people can pick you up, honey. You're easy. You're fun-sized. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. That'll be like I said, nice little midwinter pick-me-up.
Yeah.
And then the Life on the Swing set Takeover Desire, November 2nd to 9th. I have not looked recently to see how many rooms are left, but I know that there were still some left.
Yes, but they're going fast.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I very, very much look forward to that.
So looking forward to that. I just want,
I was looking at costume stuff tonight.
Yes.
There's a couple of costumes I'd had ideas for, so I was admittedly looking for bits and pieces online. Because I'm going a little bit lazier this year and making less by hand and just buying pieces more.
I love it. And also wearing less.
Yeah.
One of her costumes requires a bolero jacket. So send out your guesses. What is it? Yeah. Or if you're like me, what the fuck's a bolero jacket? Go to Google and figure it out first. Then send in your guesses. What is it?
Right. Yeah.
I do like the word bolero, though.
Bolero.
Yeah. It's a dance, right? The bolero?
No.
Yeah. It should be.
Let's look at the etymology of the word bolero.
People listen to the podcast. They're like, you know what? I listen to this podcast so I can listen to you fuckers talk about sex and sexy things, not the etymology of bolero.
Oh, you're right.
Ha!
It was a Spanish dance.
But people do like to listen to it when I'm right. Thanks for staying on my side, folks.
It's a Spanish dance in 3/4 time, intended to represent the course of love from extreme shyness to extreme passion.
Oh my God. It's like a swingers.
Oh my God, swingers
It's a
jacket.
swingers jacket. Fucking A. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's how I knew what it was.
I didn't realize it was a dance.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah. Now we have to learn how to bolero.
Right. Well, we just go from extreme shyness to intense passion. I'm pretty sure we could do that one.
Yeah, act like we don't like each other and then
Yeah.
start fucking.
Yeah. Attack each other.
Easy peasy. That's great.
Yeah.
What else you got on your little list over there?
So Geeky Sex Toys, I suspect has some interesting things coming up. They've had a few things recently.
Can I just say, Angela's been so excited. She's been like stalking. I don't know if the people at Geeky Sex Toys listen to us, but they should because we love them. But Angela has been every day stalking their Twitter and website because
I want to see what's coming
they
up.
made a hint about maybe a Star Trek line of toys. And I would be honest, I don't care. I'm not really a Star Trek guy. I'm also not a Star Wars guy. There you go. I said it. We just lost half of our listeners. It's not that I don't care. It's just that it's never really done anything for me. And honestly, I tried. I loved Next Generation when I was a kid. I tried rewatching it. That show does not withstand the test of time. Commence the hate mail. I look at some of it now and it's just as ridiculous as the original Star Trek, which was fun to watch. But yeah, so I am kind of curious to see, set your phasers to fun, people. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what Geeky Sex Toys does with it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to get like everything that they have.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what all they have coming up. I think it's always fun to see what they have and just the whole range that they have.
Their Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
Their Star Wars stuff. They've got a whole Deadpool range. I mean, they've got some fucking
a lot of
awesome
fun
sex
things,
toys.
yeah.
And we've got a number of their stuff. In fact, just this past week with the gentleman, we had a ball gag in his mouth that happened to be a 20-sided die. If you're a D&D player or a gamer of any kind, board gamer, yeah.
And he actually thought it was quite comfortable. So besides like the novelty of it, he said it was actually quite comfortable, fit him well. It was actually really good for the purpose.
And it doesn't have teeth marks in it. So win-win-win.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I love
He
it.
wasn't trying hard enough.
Well, you weren't trying hard enough.
No, I was being a little bit nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being a little bit nice. Every time you rose up, you smacked his balls with a paddle and then went right back down on his cock.
Yeah. He enjoyed it.
Up, spank, down. I don't know how you did that. I don't have that kind of rhythm.
You have to get into the rhythm of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it took probably 2 or 3 kind of up downs of me thinking about it to then it was rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rhythm
Yeah.
is gonna get you.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
It was fun.
Well, it was fun. I'm pretty sure the neighbors were like, "Jesus, just get it over with."
Is that why the people downstairs moved out?
Well, the people down. So we found out that the people downstairs moved out. They just left in the middle of the night. I don't know. They're gone down. The lights are on in their place, but it's empty. So they could have been abducted by aliens, or they could have gotten sick of hearing Angela and the gentleman fucking because they're loud. I'm not the loudest guy. I mean, I make noises, but I'm not a loud guy.
Yeah.
But the gentleman is a very loud guy, and Angela tends to match whatever partner she's with.
Not as much. I'm not as loud as he is.
You aren't, but
No.
you're louder with him than you are with me.
Yeah.
And it's just that
It's interesting. I've never thought about that.
you tend to match whatever partner you're with. When I'm louder, you're louder. I've noticed that before. It's kind of funny.
I wonder why that
and when
is.
I'm really quiet, you're really quiet.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if anybody's looking for an apartment and wants to hear the occasional, play session.
Yeah, that's right. And if we hit it off, you feel free to come up and we'll go down.
Yeah.
We should.
I feel like we should just buy this entire building and rent it out to
I would
swingers.
love to do that.
Yeah.
Step 1, win the lottery.
Well, yeah.
Step 2, fill this building with sexy people.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah. Sorry. It's like, and I was just imagining that.
So completely side note tangent here. I was listening to a podcast today that we have not heard in a very long time.
Okay. What is it?
Ending the Sexual Dark Age.
Are they back?
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah, so we met JV and Chara in Desire last year.
Yes.
And very lovely people, so much fun, really interesting to talk to, just good humans.
And smart, and
oh, yeah.
like when it comes to with a whip, like woof.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed spending time with them. And so they do the Ending the Sexual Dark Age podcast. And they took a very long break.
A hiatus.
Hiatus, yes, they took a hiatus. And there are 2 episodes ago, the one that was released in early June kind of talks about that. And then they have their Desire one after that. So they're back, they're podcasting again, which
Yay.
is really exciting.
That's
so
great.
if you're interested at all, check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you people out there ever listen to them, but they're back, so that's
Yeah,
exciting.
you should definitely listen to them.
Yeah, definitely check it out. See what you think.
They're above the bar.
Yeah. So I'm happy that one's come back and added to my podcast roster, which is ever growing.
Yeah, we need more time.
I know.
We need a longer commute.
I would say I need a longer commute, but I really don't.
No, we just need to work less and work farther away, so you can have a longer commute,
Okay. Yeah.
but you still get home and leave at the same time.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
problem solved.
We'll have to work on that one.
That's it. We're getting a job in Cronulla.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else new and exciting with you?
There
Need to know about?
is not much new and exciting. Well, something I actually haven't told you, I don't think.
Ooh.
I know.
What is it?
Well, you know how I have I have another boyfriend. Yeah, and you know him, and I know him, and the gentleman knows him. We all know him and love him. I may have started using the L word with him. I know.
Ooh.
I know.
That's
yeah.
exciting.
It is exciting. It's
Yeah.
So yeah, we're there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great.
He's a good guy. I like him
He
a lot.
is. He's
yeah.
just a wonderful human being.
Yeah, he's lovely. His partner's lovely. Really enjoy spending time with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, forgot to tell you that. Surprise. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yay.
It's great.
So yeah, you had a date not too long ago. A new date.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I had a it was a second date with the guy that I met on Tinder. And I
Okay.
think we've talked about the first one already.
Okay.
So this one we met for drinks, and it was a bit later at night because I had gone to the gym beforehand, and it was like, rush kind of thing. So
How did you go on a date after going to the gym? I would be like, I'd be like Ubering. I'm like, where are we meeting? Like 2 blocks away. Why are you Ubering? I don't want you to know where I live.
I don't know. It just is.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I went and met him afterwards, and we just sat and had drinks and chatted for a couple of hours maybe, and then he did drop me off here, because it wasn't that far away that we met. I mean, it was a few kilometers. I walked up there,
Okay.
and then I was just gonna walk home or take the bus or whatever, but no, he dropped me off, so I was like, that's nice. So it gave me an extra chance to, get some more kisses in and things as well.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that was my motive for, like, do you want me to drop you off? Yes, I do.
Did you make out in the car?
A little bit.
That's
Not too
great.
much, but
Like
a little
high
bit,
school.
yeah. I don't know.
So I love how, and maybe it's not just the swinger poly non-monogamous group that does this, but we as a peoples tend to make out in cars a lot.
I have made out in a lot of cars.
Yeah.
A lot.
I know, but I mean, like, once we hit 40, we're still doing that. not like...
I see what you're saying.
You almost spit wine all over the microphone. I mean, like, once you hit 40, like, we're still making out in cars.
Yeah.
And I really think that is so underrated. Like, we should go to movies and not watch the movie. Let's be kids again. And again, it's like I've said it 1,000,001 times, play.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Yeah.
And we don't do that as adults. And I think it's a shame. I think that you should make dates. If you're monogamous with your partner, you should make dates where you go to the movies and you just walk up and go, I don't care. Just give me a ticket.
What's the next movie showing?
What's the next movie
Yeah.
showing? Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And you sit in the back and make out. It's we don't do that enough as adults.
Agreed.
So just there you go. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, so should we go back a little bit in time and talk about the visit we had from the Sexy Bed Hoppers UK?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we've touched on it before.
Yeah, we did.
And they have done, I think, a couple of podcasts about their trip to Singapore and Australia as well. So we're not going to really go into too much detail or anything.
No, but you should definitely go listen to their side of the story.
Absolutely. And only believe about half of it.
Yeah, because I didn't want Roadhead because, I was sick. Whatever.
Yeah, so we'll hit a few highlights. We'll talk about that one. But we'll hit a few highlights from their trip and their visit as well. And what stands out for you?
It's really funny. It's like so I sometimes wonder, I'm taking a tangent.
Okay.
I sometimes wonder if I'm a bad swinger or if I'm a bad non-monogamist. Because like the parts that stand out for me the most are non-sexual parts. Mm-hmm. And it's so rare to find people that you feel 100% safe with. And really, I think I could count on probably 2 hands the number of people on Earth that I really feel like I can be 100% authentic me.
Yeah.
All the time. Good and bad. And they fall in that list. So for me, one of the first highlights was seeing them come out of customs at the airport.
Yeah.
And it was just that excitement. We had for some reason a rented car. And so they were coming out and we had driven down there and just that excitement knowing that they're going to be there and just seeing them for that first time was such a highlight.
Yeah. It was cute because you were so excited for them coming that, it takes X amount of time for us to get from our place to the airport, park, and get in. Also knowing that their plane was landing at whatever time, they have to get through customs, get luggage, blah, blah, blah. I guess luggage and customs. So, adding up the time and everything, I was like, okay, we need to leave the house by this time in order to get there probably 10, 15 minutes early because we didn't want them to have to wait.
Right.
Yeah, 30 minutes before the time I said we need to leave, you're like, okay, let's go. So we sat around the airport for a little while because you were so excited just to get there and be there.
Yeah.
And
I got a coffee.
Yeah. Oh, it was fine. It was really cute because you were just like a little kid. And, yeah.
I was really excited to see him. So that's one of the highlights. I think for me, another highlight was getting to introduce them to so many of those people who, for me, are like them.
Yeah.
The people that I can be 100% authentically me with, like Lawrence and Jess. Mm-hmm. Introducing them to them. Lolo lady, she came down to meet them. And that, I just...
And the gentleman.
Of course, the gentleman, of course. I haven't gotten there yet. So it was just important to, and then also the new boyfriend, which at some point I'm going to have to come up with a name for. So they got to meet him as well. And it's just like, that was such a awesome thing to take amazing, wonderful human beings and mix them with more amazing, wonderful human beings.
Yeah.
It was great. So yeah, that was good. The sexy times were amazing as well. Like some of the funny things, like seeing Mrs. H not just drunk, but wasted.
Yeah.
Like
she's adorable when she's wasted.
Wasted. And then videotaping that. And I'm now holding that over her head for the rest of our lives. It's
going into a locked box.
It's going into a locked box. I would never show anybody without your consent, ever. But on your next birthday, you're getting a card of you naked sitting on a toilet. Telling you that right now, babe. Telling you that right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to figure out how to print that at Kinko's. Sir, you can't have this picture. Why? No, those were some of my early highlights. How about you?
So for me, definitely just seeing them come off the plane and knowing that they're here, like in person, we get to actually physically spend time with them and hug them and just be there. And I think, we spent while they had a very busy time here, we did spend we had a lot of chances to kind of just sit on the couch and just cuddle and talk, and we would just talk well into the night, morning,
about
whatever.
Random stupid, what most people would think was random stupid shit, but was fun. It was great. Everything from like, let's argue about the quality of certain red wines to let's argue about which Transformer was the best. It's like, it was just great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Going to Hunter Valley, so we took them up to Hunter Valley with Naughty and Rocket and Lolo Lady, and that was fun. So they rode in my car for most of the time because we had to split between 2 cars. And yeah, it was nice because it was just kind of a nice, easy ride and, conversation at times and just music at times. I will say that Mr. H is a really good DJ. I put him in charge of music.
Nice.
Yep, so that was very lovely. We had a bit of time then in between the next week after Hunter Valley. Again, some more of just those moments, even though it was a bit busy. They went down to Melbourne. We all ended up at the Penguins together because
you went down to Melbourne.
Well, I went down to Melbourne for work, and they went down to see friends. And I told them, go see the little penguins at St. Kilda, and I think their friend told them that as well. So yeah, we both ended up down there, and I was going to look at the little penguins, and I think I had texted a picture or two of the penguins to them, and then I get one back from them.
That's just weird.
They were, and then I looked up, and there they were, like right in front of me.
That's so funny.
So yeah, so we ended up having dinner and
it's a big
whatnot,
little city.
But yeah,
little big city.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, I just love the little penguins. Like if I can go down and see the little penguins, it's amazing. They're so adorable. Yeah. But I would say, though, that I actually really enjoyed a lot of the time in Perth or Western Australia, because we went out there and rented a house, Airbnb, with Naughty and Rocket and Mr. and Mrs. H. And yeah, that was really lovely. There were a lot of good times there, good moments, both just kind of fun, relaxed, playing games, just hanging out, talking, sexy times, which I think they've talked a bit about, so won't necessarily get into that. We had a little bit of some spanking and plugging and things in front of the fireplace.
Which was great.
I know.
That was so much fun.
There were just so many little things like that. But I do think another one of my highlights was when we got off the ferry at Rottnest Island.
Oh, my God.
Of course, we had told Mrs. H about the quokkas and how many quokkas were on the island and that they're everywhere and that kind of thing. And yeah, so we get off the ferry, and within the first couple of minutes, there were 2 quokkas behind a trash can, behind a building, like just kind of rummaging around.
They were scavenging quokkas.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, what are those little mammal-like creatures?"
Naughty, what are these mammal-like creatures?
Like, those are the quokkas. That's what we're here to see.
I feel like everybody has told me that when I try to do Mrs. H, I sound like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody else had another one that was really good that I sounded like, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, you're right. There was someone else.
But yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, hello. Naughty.
But it was just great, though. Like, I would say for probably the first third of the day, every time she saw a quokka, it was just like that quokka was the only thing in the world. She had all the time in the world for that one quokka.
Yeah, it was
whatever
really...
it was. And we had to tell her several times to zip her purse up because they're digging around in her purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, but I want to take one home. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because, again, adding to the people on my list, Naughty and Rocket are definitely on of those people.
For sure.
And was amazing that, we had
and he is naughty.
We had 7 people in a house and then 6 people in a couple of places later. Mm-hmm. And we all got along so well.
Yeah.
We were cooking each night. And it wasn't we were going out to dinners. We were cooking and we were making breakfast the next morning. And it was just one of these, it's so rare to find humans that you really can put up with.
And we also...
And I'm saying that, I'm actually directing that at you, Angela. It's so rare to find humans that you can really put up with.
That's true. Yeah. For me to be able to travel with people, and especially in close quarters like that, because we also had a fair bit of time driving in a vehicle, all of us together, the 6 of us in a vehicle. And yeah, I actually it was easy. I mean, it's just, I would say that the four of them are really easy to travel with.
Yeah, agreed.
You, on the other hand, are a little difficult.
I am high
I'm just
fucking
kidding.
maintenance.
I'm just kidding. No, I would agree, though. It is really, really hard for me to find people that I can actually travel with and enjoy and yeah.
Yeah. It was such a great trip. I really wish that, it's one of those things where you want time to slow down.
Yeah.
Again, I always feel guilty for me because I'm much more interested in the mental sex than the actual physical sex. Like, I love that intimacy that you get from just that kind of travel and having those intimate conversations. And I love that. That's what I really get off on.
And even just being able to cuddle and just be close. And,
exactly.
And to touch people, but not have to really, be like,
is this okay?
Yeah, it's like if you just touch them on the arm or put your arm around them or put your hand on their knee, like just knowing that's having that comfort to be able to do that and not overthinking every move of like, oh, what are they going to think if I put my hand on their knee?
Exactly. And it is funny. And I go back to those times where I'm cooking and like Rocket would come in and just give me a cuddle. And it was just, it was sweet. And that comfort that you have, like I have with both the fellas are straight, but both of them are also touchy people. So you can express your affection for them with touch and they don't act funny because I'm a boy. So, it was really good. It was really enjoyable. And so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There were sexy times as well.
Oh, yes.
But, it was,
Okay. So do we need to, talk about the pizza incident?
We do need to talk about the pizza incident. But before that, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back for the infamous. You've heard their side of it.
Which I would not have even mentioned it if they hadn't.
I would have never mentioned it, but they talked about it.
So now we have to tell our
the
side.
truth.
Yeah.
I'm Jace.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Dedeker.
And with our powers combined, we are the Multi-Amory Podcast.
If you're happy with the same old ways of dating,
If you enjoy sucking at communication,
and you have no desire to improve your romantic life, then our podcast might not be for you.
but if you want some out-of-the-box ideas to deepen your current relationships,
broaden your sexual horizons,
develop a better understanding of yourself,
or learn more about non-monogamy,
Then come check out the Multi-Amory Podcast on the Swingset Network at swingset.fm, the Swingset FM Android app, or at multiamory.com.
Okay. So a little bit of backstory on this. This all started, but for me, it all started in our trip to the Hunter.
Okay.
So we're in two separate cars. And I've got, in my vehicle, I'm driving. Lolo lady is navigating. If that's what you can call it. She's just basically barking at me bad directions.
She's at least in the front seat.
She's at least in the front seat. And we have Naughty and Rocket in the back seat. And
Were they being naughty?
they were being naughty, but not like naughty. Like there was a lot of making out, and I was, of course, poking fun at them. I was like, all right, you kids, don't make me pull this car over and get back there with you. And, it was a lot of fun jokes and shit like that. So there was that sexual chargedness of those two, in the back seat. Fast forward a couple of weeks. Now we're in Western Australia, and there's 6 of us in a car. You were
I was in the jump seat in the back.
the very, very
in the way back.
Then you've got Mr. and Mrs. H and I in the middle seats, and then Naughty was driving and Rocket was in the navigator seat.
Yes.
And Mrs. H was always in between us. So there was always, again, goes back to the comfort. I always have my hand on her leg. She has her hand on my leg. I'm falling asleep on her shoulder. I mean, I'm drooling all over her nice clothes. But it was just easy.
Yeah.
But at one point, I got in the back seat with you while we were heading back to the house. And as things do, one thing led to another. And next thing you know, we're driving along and you're going down on me.
And you're fingering me.
Well, look, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I'm not complaining.
But, it was funny because for me, that is something, I guess it's really funny, being that I'm comfortable having sex in front of people. But in that situation, that was really awkward for me. in the beginning. I moved past the awkwardness, but when you know that somebody's driving, which they're basically working, and you've got somebody in the front seat who's really trying to see what's going on back there, and then you've got the two in the middle seats, middle row, they know what's going on, but they're trying to be polite and not turn around and watch.
Which I thought was funny because I would totally turn around and watch.
They're so British.
Yeah.
Oh, darling, he's getting roadhead. We should just pretend it's not happening. Like, right, dear. We just stiff up a lip and pretend it's not like. No. I mean, it's like it was very funny, but that's basically what was happening. And then, of course, after post orgasm, we were making jokes about the roof being sticky and yada yada yada. So I think at that point, you and I set the bar of inappropriosity.
Of what's allowed in the vehicle.
Yes.
Because there were also, there were wet wipes in there, so we could always clean up.
That's right.
I mean, it's like the car was, like, ready for it. I mean, it was set up.
The car was ready for
Yeah.
it. That's right. And I'm pretty sure if you Jackson Pollock, or if you blacklit it, it would be a Jackson Pollock clown car.
And that would be from not us.
No. So, a couple days later, we're driving home from lunch or somewhere from somewhere. It doesn't matter. And Mrs. H is sitting next to me in the middle, and she looks over at Mr. H. She's like petting on him and stroking on him, and she's like, "Do you want me to go down on you?" Let me see if I can do the voice. Hello, Governor. You want a blowy? No, I'm kidding. Put that cock right in me gob.
Wow. For the record, she did not sound like that.
She had a cold. No, but she did say, "Darling, do you want me to go down on you?" And he's like, to which Naughty almost wrecked the car. His head spun around, and like we're all like, what? And
but then he followed that up by saying that he was too full.
Yes.
Because he'd had a big pizza at lunch.
I had a big pizza. I'm too full.
He was too full. So then we ribbed him incessantly.
I wish I had just looked at her and went, "Well, zip, there you go. If you're wanting a little bit of creamy white dessert."
Yeah. So we ribbed him incessantly about that.
God.
And then I think it was the next day, sometime later, he finally said that it wasn't that he was too full, he was feeling a bit sick.
Yes.
Okay, that may be the case. I'm not convinced. It also could be a convenient excuse. But if that's the case, just say, "No, I feel a bit ill."
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. But if you say you're too full for a blowjob, I'm going to give you hell about that.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You are never too full for a blowjob.
Never.
You may feel like a stuffed sausage and not sexy,
right.
but if somebody wants to go down there, go for it.
Honestly, I don't care how full I am. I have been so full. Like, I don't want to have sex. Sure. I don't want to be bouncing up on top of you or you bouncing up on top of me. However, if you're just going to put your head down there, then I'm like, all right, cool. I can lay here and relax.
Yes. So if you just say that you're not feeling well, that's okay. If you say that you're too full, I don't buy it.
I don't either.
No.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no.
That's not a good excuse.
Look, the question is now, did he really feel sick? And look, I feel like, this is a problem. And this is, if it's not true, it's the best defense ever. Right. Because we're assholes if we're like, "Oh, he felt sick. Poor baby."
I know.
Which is how I really feel. But then we're assholes. And I don't want to be an asshole because I love this guy. So what if, like, if he's making it up, then it's like, oh my God.
Well, now he doesn't feel like he can be honest with us,
No,
right?
he doesn't feel like he can be honest with us, which it really affects the way I feel about everything. Is blue blue? Is red red? What is the meaning of things? Does 7 come after 6 before 8?
I wish people could see the look on your face right now.
Stress it out. And all she wanted to do was put his cock in her gob.
So yes, Mr. H did turn down Roadhead. For whatever reason, it will always be unknown, but he turned it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sad.
Whatever.
No, yeah.
So there you go. There you have it, folks. Mr. H turned down passenger side roadhead. However, in his defense, the next day, I mean, in his defense, I'm pretty sure at that point, the way we were mocking him incessantly, he had something to prove.
Yeah.
So he was like grabbing her head and was like, yeah, suck this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Pardon me, love. Will you put this in your gob? He's so polite.
He is very polite. Yes.
It was very like Downton Abbey. Like, he's like, yes.
I can picture him in like tails and a top
Yeah,
hat.
yeah. He was wearing. In my mind, he had a monocle on.
Yes.
But yes, so she was going down on him, and I may have gotten a few pictures of that as well. You guys don't give me a camera. I mean, come on. And it was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although at one point I did think he was falling asleep, but she, not because of her effort, because that girl, oof, like, is amazing talent. Hashtag talent. British talent. Do you know in the Northern Hemisphere, due to the Coriolis effect, when you go down on somebody, you go down clockwise, and in the Southern Hemisphere, you go down counterclockwise. A lot of people don't realize that.
Does that also affect like which way
yeah.
the semen like goes down your throat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that, and that's the Coriolis effect. How the semen goes down your throat, and what your tongue does on the knob.
It's fascinating.
Fascinating science. Look it up. Google it, bitches.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. I don't really know how to follow that one.
Yeah. I just broke Angela.
Yeah. That was yes.
I often try to put a spin on
I
my
really
semen
hope
as well
that-
because it goes farther.
That's true. I was gonna say I really hope that Mr. H plays the segment for Mrs. H.
Me too, because she was there. She knows the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is out there, and it's in Mrs. H's head. Wait, what?
So while we were out in WA, actually when we very first got there, the first
Like
day,
literally the very first day.
we had a little meet and greet
We
at
did.
a local bar. And so we had
Do you remember the name of the bar?
Tiger Lils.
Oh, look at you.
Yep.
Tiger Lils or Tiger Lily?
Tiger Lils.
Oh, okay.
It was actually really nice because, so there's a restaurant in the front, and then in the back there's what late at night becomes like this big nightclub dance floor area. And then beyond that, there's a couple of like booths, like
Yes.
big kind of booth areas.
Giant booths.
Yeah, with curtains around them and everything. So we had one of the booths in the back, which was really nice. I will say that late at night it got a bit noisy and whatnot because of the whole nightclub
It was
thing.
a bit
Yeah.
for me.
But it was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
It was actually a really lovely space, and it was a good ambiance there and whatnot. But yeah, we had a fair few people come out.
Some great people,
Which was
yes.
really exciting.
It was so awesome talking to some of these folks.
Yeah.
People who don't tend to come out and do these things came out and did this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to meet these folks and have conversations with them.
Yeah, we met the Swinging Out West people.
Yep.
We met a few listeners and people from Twitter, which was really exciting because it's always good to put a face with a name.
Yeah.
And yeah, really, really nice people. I really enjoyed the night. Only sad thing was that we were still a bit jet lagged and really tired from the night before. That I think come like, 11:30,
I think you and I left
12,
at midnight.
something like that. Yeah. I was just...
I was
you were
exhausted.
exhausted.
You
Yeah.
were grumpy. You were like, all right, we're going.
Yeah, I was so exhausted. I was like, I really want to stay, but I just can't
Yeah.
keep my eyes open anymore. Which is a shame because I wasn't really sure where the night was going to go, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we'll be back again.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, but
Yes.
it was really good, just like I said, to meet these people and to know that next time we're out there, we can always give a holler and
Yeah. And
see who's around.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, lovely human beings. Good.
yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. I'm trying to think of. I feel like it's been forever since we've kind of like looked at what all we've done. But so this last weekend, we're jumping all over in time here.
We really are.
But this last weekend, because I was thinking about meet and mingles and meet and greets and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But this last weekend, we went to a meet and mingle for OSS.
Oh, yes.
For our secret spot, the local swingers club. So we went. We haven't been to one here for the club
Ages.
in months. It's
Other
been a
than
while.
the one that we ran for
Well, yes.
Pendulum.
Yeah. But we also didn't really stay for the full meet and greet
True,
part.
true.
So yeah, it's actually been a while since we've been to one. I think it's the first Friday of the month.
Second Friday of the month.
Yeah, second Friday of the month. And yeah, we just hadn't worked it out. But so it was actually really nice to get back to that. And I will say that on the back of that, I think for me, it was really good to get back to the meet and greet side of things, because in the weeks prior to this, we've had a couple of dates set up with 2 different couples. And as life happens, and things had to get rescheduled, and we still haven't really caught up with either couple. Mm-hmm. And so both of those happening, kind of one weekend, the other another weekend, and it was like, and they're people that we're really interested in and do want to catch up with. So I think at that point, I don't know how you were feeling, but I was kind of feeling like antsy, I guess. And like, I want to meet up with these people, but we can't, and I just kind of felt like I needed to get out and need to be around people. So I think the OSS meet and greet, meet and mingle was a really good time for me to kind of get back into that and kind of socialize and talk to people. And it was good because there were several couples there we haven't seen in a while.
It was basically like Cheers. We walk in and I was like, hey, it's Bradford and Angela.
Well, there were several couples we hadn't seen in a while, and of course no idea that they were going to be there. So I started talking to a few of them at first while you went and got drinks. And then next thing you know, we're kind of like, oh, maybe we should go to, there's another second little area off of the main bar area, and we're like, oh, we should go up there and see, kind of do the whole mingle thing. As soon as you hit that first step, there was a couple up there, and she was coming down the stairs, I think, to get a drink.
Yes.
And she just started screaming.
Yeah. It was great.
It was really good. She was so excited to see you, or I guess to see us, probably you more so, let's be honest.
Aww.
And because they didn't know we were coming, we didn't know they were going, and it was really good to see them again.
I really like them.
Yeah.
And they had a small little group that they were with, and
we like all those people.
And we
too.
like all those people.
So it
was
we got stuck talking. I'm gonna say stuck, but we went up and started talking to that group, and just kind of stayed there. I think the rest of the time we didn't then proceed with the mingling any further.
We're like, all right, we mingled.
Yeah,
we met, we mingled.
Yeah. It was fun. I actually really enjoyed that. And then we went back to the club, and at that point, admittedly going into it, like when we kind of got to the club, I was in the mindset of we're going to play, and potentially with some of these people from the meet and mingle.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so normally for me, I start to get into the I want to play headspace around 10:30. But that's usually because we've been at the club for a couple of hours.
Correct.
But with the meet and mingle, we don't get to the club until 10:30. And I think it was around 10:30 when we got there this time. And so I'm still kind of like, well, I want to talk to people here before we go up and play. And so there was a bit of that. And also, I was just feeling kind of clingy to you.
Yeah, you were.
And I was just like, I want to play with you. I don't want to necessarily play with other people. And so which I felt kind of bad about because there were people that I was interested in there. But
arguably, like when we got to the club, it was the beginning of a tidal wave of people, and they,
True.
You've got a few people that are club employees that are still at the meet and mingle, and 1 or 2 that are at the club. So they were having trouble managing both sets of doors, the bar, lockers, yada yada yada. So I took up behind the bar and was helping out back there for a wee little while.
For a few minutes, not too long.
Not too long, but it ended up, I think it was 15 minutes. I was probably working back there. But that was enough for me to sort of be like in that work mindset and not really in the play mindset, which, but with that combined with your clinginess, I was just like, you know what? I just want to play with you.
Yeah. And I told you even that I was like, going into the night, I was interested in other people, and even at the meet and mingle, I was like, "Oh, this is any of these people I would be happy playing with." And some we've played with before, some not. And but once we got there, I was just kind of like, "I just want to play with you. I don't mind if others are around or if other people are watching, but I just kind of wanted to be with you." And so I feel a little bad about that, but at the same time, it's what it is. It was my headspace, and
you got to take care of you.
Yeah.
That's more important than anything else.
But it was a good night. I had a lot of fun, and it was good to see some of the folks that we really haven't seen in a while. I know there was one couple that I was talking to early on at the meet and mingle that it's probably been 6-8 months since we've seen them, so it's been a while. Mm-hmm. It was really good, and I was very glad that we kind of got back to that and see if we can kind of keep that going for a bit.
I think we need to make a better effort at going to the meet and mingle. It's funny. And this is probably a podcast of its own. We tend to swing between one-on-one dates or, small group dates.
Yeah.
Or going to the club.
Yeah.
And it feels like it is an ebb and flow of, we're right now in what I like doing is going to group dates or one-on-one dates, meaning couple on couple, not individuals. But, but that's on the heels of not, 8 months ago, we were going to the club once or twice a week and playing there pretty consistently.
Yeah, it's interesting how that, and I guess we could, if I sat down and thought about it further, we could dig into the whys and what causes that. But we do tend to kind of go in waves of, more interested in, I'm going to say, more private dates, and then waves of let's go to the club and meet people there and play there. And it is interesting when you kind of look at our history and track it, there are kind of waves of that. And we have been much more in meeting people outside of the club, going on, like you said, couple dates. That has been more frequent, I would have said, over the last few months. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like we're kind of on the edge of like getting back into the club stuff a bit, because I do really enjoy it, and I've kind of missed going as frequently as we did. But at the same time, it also comes down to scheduling, and we do want to meet up with some of these people. But yeah, it's so hard. So many sexy people and so little time.
It's so true. The struggle is real.
I know.
The struggle is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I am glad that we went, though, and kind of... For me, I think it helped get me back into that headspace and where I wanted to be, because I felt like I'd been kind of craving that a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We need to try to make a bigger effort and go back. I mean, with what free time we have.
It is funny because... And for people in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm sorry, but it's like cold-ish, and rainy down here. Yes. Because it's winter.
It's winter.
Yes.
Winter has came.
It's winter. And it's interesting because you look around, and we noticed this our first couple of years being here in Sydney, but when it's cold outside, and especially if it's rainy as well, people don't get out. Like, no. Sydney-siders do not go out.
No.
And so, like, a lot of
They're like people from San Diego.
Yeah, a lot of places are not near as busy in the wintertime, and you can go to restaurants, you can go to bars, and you can see a difference. And part of me, I get that, because part of me is like, well, I don't necessarily want to go out. But then I kind of get into that funk of, then I feel like a blob sitting on the couch, that kind of thing. But if I make the effort and get dressed up, go out to the club, and the commute, the little bit of time in between getting there may kind of suck a bit. But you get there and you have a great time. And it's like, wow, I'm really glad I came out.
Yeah, then you leave and it's like pouring rain and like 4 degrees Celsius, and you're like,
that's what you get a taxi for. Yeah. But it's just interesting, though, like, kind of, it can be hard to motivate to go out when it is cold and rainy and whatnot in wintertime. But at the same time, like, once I get there, I'm like, yeah, I'm really glad I did this, and I'm really glad I made the effort.
Yeah, of course.
I think for me, it's just kind of getting that initial kick in the ass to get up and to go out and to do something.
Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on from this past Friday?
From this past Friday? I don't think so.
So I had something that I did last Wednesday.
Okay.
Was it?
I don't know.
For Pride Month.
Oh, yes.
So I was approached by a company called TCS. It's a huge multinational IT company, like huge worldwide company. And they were, for Pride, wanting to talk to people about... wanting to have people talk to their organization about their struggles and life and what you can do. And so I spent a good 45 minutes on a WebEx webinar talking about just me and what it's like being bisexual and what they can do to help people within their company, sort of dealing with workplace stress from a sexuality sort of point of view. Mm-hmm. And
so acceptance in the workplace kind of thing.
Exactly. And so it was an amazing experience. So it's a mostly Indian company. Mm-hmm. Most of their people are based out of India, is what I mean by that. And so with same-sex marriage just recently becoming legal in India, it was such an honor and so much fun to talk to these folks and tell them, my story and my advice and how they can help their colleagues and coworkers and provide a safe space at work for people who may not have a safe space outside of work,
Right.
be it in their religious, family, or friend circle. And it was really amazing. And to hear some of their questions, they had this live chat over like Messenger, and to get some of their questions and try to answer them, it was amazing because I'm used to this type of interaction,
Right.
be it over a podcast or on stage, where I'm talking at you, not talking with you. And it was just kind of like amazing to have these questions, people asking what's the difference between bisexual and pansexual. And that's a tough question to answer. There are people who have definite answers. There are people who have sort of airy-fairy answers, and there are people who have wrong answers. And I'm going to say that the latter is the greatest group of people out there. And then, somebody asked me, isn't bisexual the same as transgender? And it's just like hearing these questions was heartbreaking, but also like, I'm so glad you feel safe to ask these questions. Yeah. It's tough. And, I commend these companies.
Yeah.
Look, there are plenty of companies who use Pride Month to make money. There's plenty of companies that say, if I throw a rainbow on it, I'm now supporting Pride Month. And then the rest of the year, they're basically Chick-fucking-fil-A. If you don't know what Chick-fil-A is, lucky you. They're the most racist, horrible people on earth. They make great chicken, but they're horrible people. For every company that is doing that, who's throwing a rainbow on something and calling it Pride, there are companies out there like this company who is actively trying to make their workplace safer and better for people who fall in the alphabet soup.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to do that and to recognize those companies when they do something that is as successful as this was.
Yeah. Well, they had multiple speakers, and it was kind of over the course of like a day or so.
No, they've
got
got multiple speakers over the month. I think they've got
is it
6
across the month?
speakers
Okay.
across the month.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's funny because my biggest advice typically in a situation like this is for people just to listen. When somebody's talking about their lifestyle, their sexuality, their gender identity, you don't have to understand it. You just have to accept it. And so to do that, you just listen. And it's funny because I think about that now. It's like the more, like, if you listen to people talking about their gender and sexual identities, well, that's also going to improve your work in general. If you just listen most of the time, you're going to be a better worker, and
Right.
you're going to be more productive and more successful in the workplace. I think a lot of us, me included, tend to preach a lot and we talk a lot and we don't listen nearly enough. And I think it's important to do that. So hopefully these people, there was 100 and I think she said the number we hit was just over 150 people who were in the conference room. Cause it was again, WebEx worldwide. And I was like, oof.
That's exciting.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I was completely underprepared and I just went in and told my story, and it was amazing. And the response, I was sent a message from the organizer who invited me. The number of positive things that were said was really lovely.
Good.
It was great.
Yeah.
So hopefully we did something to help the company and help people within the company. And again, if you don't identify as part of this alphabet soup, it's still important that you, if it's not at work, it might be at home, or it might be in your religion, your church, or within
Somewhere
your friend
in the
circle.
community, yeah.
Somewhere you can affect somebody in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yay, Pride Month.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we've covered most everything.
All right, I reckon we must go through our social media accounts. If you have something like last week, we had our listener podcast,
Yes.
questions and answers and whatnot. If you have questions, comments, or rude remarks that you would like to throw at us, we like to receive all of it. Send us an email at theatomsoflove@gmail.com, or you can message us on any of our social medias. We are on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks, and on Twitter. All of those, we're at By the By Podcast. Go and support us, please, at our Patreon account, www.patreon.com/bythebypodcast.
Yep, and if you're interested in any of the geeky sex toys, checking out what all they have, they are www.geekysextoys.com, and you can use coupon code ByTheBy to get 5% off. Ooh, it's got
Discount.
I know.
They do ship all around the world.
Yes.
They're made in Straya, baby, but they do ship all around the world.
Yeah.
We know friends in the U.S. and Canada and the U.K.
Yes.
who have all ordered from Geeky Sex Toys. So they're out there.
Yes, and now I feel like I need to go do some shopping at Geeky Sex Toys as well.
All right. Well,
It's been a while.
we should probably wrap this up and then get the credit card out. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Mr. Pent, co-host of Life on the Swing Set, and you're listening to a Swing Set Network podcast on swingset.fm.